In this week's Space Startup News, we have an update on the ABL Flight 2 static fire that caused them to lose their RS-1 launch vehicle and damage the launch pad. Our second story covers Impulse Space receiving funding for its Helios kick stage from the US Space Force. In our third segment, we cover a NASA award for Intuitive Machines to deliver 6 payloads to the Moon. And finally, Habitat 1, Axiom's first free-flying space station, comes closer to completion. Okay, let's get started. ABL Flight 2 static fire update. In a big setback for ABL Space Systems, the company's second RS-1 rocket was lost during a static fire test at the Pacific Spaceport Complex in Alaska on the 19th of July 2024. The accident happened when the test was aborted after just half a second due to a faulty pressure sensor causing a low pressure reading in one of the engines. Although the engines were shut down as planned, a fire erupted beneath the rocket, fueled by leaks from 2 of the E-2 engines. The fire, which could not be extinguished by the pad's water or inert gas systems, led to a progressive failure of the launch pad systems. The lack of an on-site water supply meant that mobile tanks were depleted within about 11 minutes, allowing the fire to spread. Eventually, the structure of the RS-1 rocket was compromised, causing it to collapse onto the pad 23 minutes and 24 seconds after ignition, damaging much of the electrical and plumbing infrastructure of the launch mount. Analysis revealed erosion in the propellant injectors and liners of the affected engines, suggesting combustion instability as a potential cause. This issue, previously observed only once in over 300 tests, might be linked to the new configuration of the Block 2 Stage 1 propellant feed system, which could have initiated a higher energy startup than anticipated. ABL Space Systems is now focusing on thorough testing at their Mojave facility to confirm this theory and explore other possible reasons for the failure. Meanwhile, the ground support equipment is being shipped back to Long Beach, California for repairs. The next RS-1 rocket is already in production, though ABL has not yet announced a new timeline for the next launch attempt. This incident follows a previous launch failure in January 2023, where design issues with the launch mount led to a crash shortly after liftoff, highlighting the challenges in rocket development and the rigorous testing needed to ensure launch success. Next up, an in-space company gets a funding boost from the US government. Impulse Space gets funding for its Helios kick stage from the US Space Force. Impulse Space, based in California, has been selected for a $60 million Strategic Funding Increase, or STRATFI for short, awarded by SpaceWorks, an initiative of the US Space Force. This funding, which combines government and private investments, is aimed at further developing Impulse Space's Helios kick stage to geosynchronous equatorial orbit in less than a day, showcasing its potential for rapid and responsive space logistics. The Helios project aligns with the Department of Air Force's need for improved capabilities in high-energy orbits, including geosynchronous equatorial orbit, medium Earth orbit, and even cislunar space. This kick stage can be integrated with most medium-lift launch vehicles, offering flexible deployment options for both primary and rideshare payloads. This award not only underscores Impulse Space's growing footprint in the defense sector, but also highlights the US government's interest in leveraging commercial space companies for national security. The STRATFI funding will help Helios through critical development phases, including extensive testing, final assembly, and its inaugural demonstration flight, which will carry a Department of Defense payload. We look forward to seeing this powerful kick stage make its debut flight soon. Okay, moving on to our next segment, which involves a lunar landing. Intuitive Machines receives $116.9 million to deliver 6 NASA payloads to the lunar South Pole. Intuitive Machines, or IM for short, has secured this contract from NASA to deliver 6 scientific payloads to the lunar South Pole by 2027. This is IM's second mission for NASA under the Commercial Lunar Payload Services Initiative, or CLPS for short. In February 2024, Intuitive Machines landed on the Moon, delivering several NASA and commercial payloads. Although the mission had some problems, it was a good start for IM, and they will be looking to build from that on their next mission. This project is part of NASA's broader Artemis campaign, aiming to expand lunar exploration and prepare for future human missions. The payloads include a variety of experiments and technology demonstrations designed to investigate lunar conditions, from the behavior of yeast in lunar gravity and radiation to the exploration of lunar volatiles like water ice through deep drilling. Other instruments will measure magnetic fields, study the effects of lunar exhaust on lunar regolith, and use infrared imaging to assess surface composition and temperature, potentially aiding in resource utilization. Intuitive Machines will handle everything from payload integration to mission operations for the South Pole mission. This ongoing partnership between NASA and IM demonstrates the increasing role of private companies in space exploration. Next up, Axiom Space News. Axiom Station's Habitat 1 pressure vessel nears completion. Habitat 1 is the first module of a planned commercial space station called Axiom Station. This module is designed to initially connect to the International Space Station before becoming part of an independent commercial space station, marking a significant step towards the commercialization of low Earth orbit. The purpose of Habitat 1 includes providing a platform for research, manufacturing, and potential space tourism. The construction of Habitat 1 is well underway, with significant progress being made at Thales Alenia Space's facility in Turin, Italy. This week marked a crucial step forward as the axial bulkhead was welded to the cone panel, bringing the completion of the module's pressure vessel closer to reality. Only 3 more welds are needed before the vessel can be shipped to Houston for further assembly and outfitting. Axiom Station, once completed, will feature a unique large observation cupola, providing breathtaking panoramic views of Earth, enhancing the habitat's appeal for both research and tourism. The design focuses on comfort and versatility, allowing for multi-directional freedom within the station. The strategy of attaching Habitat 1 to the ISS offers Axiom Space a strategic advantage, ensuring a smooth transition of operations and research from the ISS to their commercial station. This approach not only continues the legacy of the ISS, but also positions Axiom Space at the forefront of the commercial space operations in LEO. Axiom Space's initiative with Habitat 1 underscores a broader trend where space startups and commercial entities are increasingly taking the lead in space exploration and operations. This development reflects an evolution in how we envision and execute space missions, moving from government-led to commercially driven endeavours. That's it for this week. As always, we'll keep you informed on progress for these companies and all other space startups. Be sure to subscribe to get the latest news on commercial space startups around the globe, from rocket launchers to space stations, orbital tugs, lunar landers and more. If it's a commercial space startup, we cover it. See you soon.